Hello, and welcome to Wilmington Graphic Design. We are doing a flask today, doing a flask design. One of our clients brought this in, okay, a hip flask, and he'd like it to be designed. Beautiful flask, by the way. Okay, he wants to put a nice design on it. So we're actually getting our cutting machine to cut out on a premium vinyl textured metallic. It lies flat, easy to weed and apply smooth application. It's gold. We have the 12 inch by 48 inch roll. Okay, it looks like that. It's gonna pair seamlessly with this right here. It does have some texture to it, so it's not gonna be perfectly flat. It has some texture. You can feel it. We're gonna do a floral design on here, and I thought the best way to do it would be to make it a little different, make it fun, right? So it's still a surprise to them. They don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna actually take my thumb. That's my thumb up there, and outline my thumb, then outline my fingers, and then put the design inside there. We're gonna do some. I'm just thinking, spitballing here, to do some floral, you know, floral designs. So let's see what we can do here, okay? Now first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna outline this here thumb. I cut it to be the exact size, 300 DPI. And so I took a picture to make sure that I could do it correctly. I did proceed. Okay, we're gonna cut that to the exact size on the front, and then I'll do the back as well. Let's import that back. Import. Oh, excuse me. Place embedded. Yeah, graphics is really fun to me. And it was my hand. Okay. And it's going to come in shrunken because it's trying to fit all in this little tiny space here. We're going to stretch it out to exactly the top of this piece here and to the bottom of the bottom. Forgetting my fingers. Okay. I should have held a little straighter. Let me tilt that there. Get it as straight as possible. Don't want to go too much, just enough, because this is the actual size of it. And I'm only doing this so that I can catch the shape and where to place the design. So when we print this out, we'll just be able to stick it right on there. Okay, and then firmly apply it. And later on, we're going to be using the engraver machine. It's going to be real fun. Really fun. I love the engraver machine. We're going to have 3 different ones. One that just engraves minimally, and then one that engraves and prints black ink. Then one that engraves and prints color ink. And it's a thicker engraving. Let's get that all the way down there. That flask is actually going to go all the way out. I think it's because I'm turning it, but it's cool. We'll go ahead and outline those fingers. So let's get our quick selection tool. We're going to quick select fingers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, we're going to hit Alt and drag what we don't want out. Okay. And then press Shift and drag what we want in. And it remembers, it learns not to put back what we took out. Very smart program, Photoshop. It evolved over the years. I recommend Photoshop to everyone, to every graphic designer. Now in here, I wouldn't use that tool. I'd go up here, use polygon lasso tool, hit Alt to subtract from the selection. We're going to click here, and then eventually we're going to get back to our origin. But first, we'll do this. Now, if it was more clear cut, like this side is clear cut from a contrasted edge, you know, light and dark, light on one side, dark on the other. But the other finger is really not so contrasted because it has that shadow on it. So I wasn't going to use the magnetic tool, but if it was clearly cut, I wouldn't be using the polygonal lasso tool. I'd be using the magnetic lasso tool. But I don't want the selection to jump all over the place when I get around this place right here. So that's why we're using this. But I would definitely do the go-to would be the magnetic, because it's just fast and efficient when you have a clear, hard edge that's distinct from its background. Okay, and we're going to get back to the origin. And if you're ever away from the origin where you started and you want to just quickly end the selection, double click and it'll automatically snap it back to the origin. But it's a straight shot, so make sure you're not cutting through your selection, because it will do a intersected selection, and you'll see only part of your selection, not the whole thing. Okay, we're going to go in here and grab and take out some more. So we're going to start here, bring it in just a little bit, and bring it out just to define that tip of finger. And now I want that gone too. Double click. See how it snapped back to the selection? The origin was right here, but I was out here. I said double click, and it said snap, snap, and it just automatically attached directly in line of sight to the origin. All right. Now that's looking good. Good looking. And we're going to put me way up here. And we're going to go down here and create a new layer. New layer. And we're going to shift F5, or you can hit image and then fill. We're going to fill this with white for right now. Fill it with white. I usually do black, but I want to be able to see it. Excuse me. Haven't had any coffee today. So our edge comes to about right here. I'm going to click this, drag this down here. Okay. That's our edge. So we want to delete that from this. But do we really want to delete it? And I say that because this flask wraps around. See? See how the flask wraps around? This is the back. But if I put it to the edge, it's going to be a big space here. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep this wrap around, okay, for it to wrap to the other side where the thumb is. So I'm going to keep that there. And hit Control D to deselect. And then and you can always go up to select and then hit deselect right here. I get all my keyboard shortcuts right here. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fill this with a ornate design. Okay. And let's just see here. All right, now we have an ornament design that I want to use on the flask, but I don't want to cut it up so much. I want it to be natural. I want it to have the same feel of vines growing, but I need it to be in that shape. So we need to make it smaller. Okay, that's the only way. And this is a seamless design, by the way. This is seamless. So that means that when I make it the pattern, I can just pattern it up. So let's double click on this. I know that's not how I say it, but this is how I say it. Okay. We're gonna double click on this this layer to unlock it. And then first thing we're gonna do is We're going to right click on here and make this into a smart object. Making it into a smart object allows us to preserve the pixel data, whether we shrink it or enlarge it from shrinking again, it'll stay exactly the same. And that way we can go Control T, or if you want to go into hit edit and go down to free transform, we do that. And then we want to drag it in 25% of the way. Now, what Photoshop used to do was you can hit shift and then it would, make sure that it's aligned. But now they reversed it. I don't know why they would do something like that, but they also reversed the Control Z. Now Control Z is Control Shift Z. Anyhow, for redo and undo, but you can just leave that shift alone and it automatically scales on free transform, not scale. Bizarre, but they did it. Now if you want just 50%, you got to go 50 here and make sure that that stays, constrained. The aspect ratio stays constrained, and boom, now you have 1/4. Okay, and it was only 50% of the height and 50% of the width. Even though it looks like 25%, you would make it an eighth if it was 25%. All right, so we want to drag that over and watch how seamless this design is. Love this. Look at this. Bow. Huh? Where's the seam? What seam? And I always tap it over one hair just to not have any seam at all. Then and drag it up and bow. See that seam right there? You're going to tap it down one and boom. Done. I lost it. Hold on. Yeah. Control, and then go up one, over one. It's no, it's not over one. My seamless design is not so seamless. It's supposed to be like this, but I think for some reason we didn't get it exactly. Interesting. Oh, I know what it is. I overlapped it too much. Okay, so that's it. And we also have to drag this over one, all right? And drag this over one. All right, cool. Now we have the seamless design. And if we put some black behind it, you just won't see it. So how about we put some black behind it? Opening a new layer. I didn't mean to copy that layer. Let's delete that. No, let's just bring this down. Control Shift left bracket brings it all the way down to the lower level. We're going to hit Shift F5, filling it. Okay, and we're going to fill it with black so that you don't see that seam. See how that works? All right. Now let's go ahead and wrap this up into a smart object. All right. Cool. Now let's drag it over here and drop it in here. Okay. And then we want to make this smaller. How small? Small. Like 5%. See how that works? I don't want it crazy small because I don't want to be picking and weeding. I got to weed all of this. I have to weed all of that. And that's a lot of weeding. Okay? You don't want to do all that. But I do want it to be a nice design. Okay? So let's make it a little bigger. And boom. Now we're going to go ahead and use this as a mask, a layer mask. Okay. And we're going to say, boop. Oh, excuse me. I can actually do it like, one second.